Okay, today I don't have a ton of time, but I need to get some previews in to Blender of some of the data that I was working on last time. So my plan is that I am going to, and oh, actually a couple of other things. Um, my plan is that, oh, look at that, I froze. How come I froze? Still nothing. You know what? Let me see if I can change my camera to a different input. Okay, maybe that'll do it. Okay, my plan is to first create some geometry nodes inside the script that will import the CSV, then import the CSV. But I don't quite know how to do any of this, so it's going to be fun to learn. I do want to show something that I did. I actually yesterday learned how to use the Kitty protocol for images. Let me do. Yeah, isn't that cool? So I'm using the terminal Kitty now, and then I've got the most recent Tmux, um, and I've got displaying these images. I couldn't get the VV utility to work, so but or could to compile, but you know, whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and load up. Oh yeah, the other thing, I figured out that some of my decreased frame rate was a result of having a compositor on. And so I have disabled that compositor, and now I'm actually seeing way better frame rate when I am running Blender with OBS. So if it, yeah, see, look at that. And I'm not getting that high of a render time. It's like 20 milliseconds a frame, so that's good. I mean, that's not amazing, but you know, it is what it is. So I need to learn how to load in data. Um, and what you're going to see today, and I'm doing this to help keep myself honest, I suppose, is I'm going to attempt to load in a spreadsheet and then apply individual rows and columns of that spreadsheet to animation. So the idea here is that I've got a geometry node. I'm going to load in a bunch of points into that geometry node, instance on those points, but I need to figure out how to do all of this stuff. So we've got our cube here. Let's create some geometry nodes, and let's see first off what we might be able to do. So here, points. So position, this is a vector of 3 items. Does endpoints. So I guess what I could probably do is I could then set position based on an index for each one of those. But let's first see, how do we load in our data? That's probably something that is very easy for people to do that I just don't know. So this is going to be fun to figure out. Now here we've got our spreadsheet view, right? All of these are importing individual items. So let's see. It may come down to simply having a whole bunch of individual items that I generate using Python scripts. Now, the way I've been doing stuff with the geometry nodes I really like, but I think it may call for a more hybrid approach. So, uh, maybe what we could do. So the thing I'm not sure about is how the operations all work inside the geometry nodes. So let's give a shot at, here, let's go over to geometry nodes, go to the scripting. So inside here, I've got my grid creator. This is the most recent one that I've been working on. Let me experiment with something. Grid as points. Let's try a new one. At ns.tree, points from file. Okay. And I'm not actually going to do this as a file just yet. I'm just going to do some random stuff. Now this executes inside the environment, so it's entirely possible this will fail right here if it can't import NumPy, but importing NumPy is going to be very useful, so I guess we'll see if that works or not. It'll fail with an import error. Nope, it doesn't. Awesome. Okay. So, mp.random.random, let's do 25 by 3. Oh, and you know what I also set up? I can open my Twitch chat over here. Now, nobody really ever joins and does the Twitch chat, so, whatever. But we've got it anyway. So, let's return gs.points. Let's say count equals 25. Position equals pos.toList. All right, let's have a shot at this. Reload from disk. Nope, didn't work. Cannot express value of type a node socket, so I think that's in the input. That's probably this position thing. So let's see if that'll do it. Why is that not? Okay, well, here, let's do pos 0. So if this works, it should give me the position based on some random value. So if I look over here, points from file, it did. Awesome. So in principle, what I can do is I can input a file name. Can it take a file? Let's see, ns.file. Nope. Okay, so this will get a, we'll have to deal with that a little bit later. So now, this points to vertices, mesh vertex for each cloud point. No. All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if I can set it to a position. So here, this is the geometry.set position. The geometry is gs.points count equals 25. Position equals pos. Let's see what this does. Now, I have consistently had issues with not geometry. I have consistently had issues with not knowing the exact right thing to return. Cannot express that. Alright, so that's an ND array. Let's see. Now, I thought this would give me a nested list. Oh, it does. Alright. So let's do pos dot toList. Nope. Alright, can't set that from an array. There must be a way to do this. Although maybe there's not, simply because this is not something that really ever gets done, because people do it in a better, more thoughtful way. Yeah, I'm starting to think that I'm going at this completely the wrong way, but I'm committed at this point. Ooh, importing data directly to geometry nodes. Blender for scientists. Wow, here, let me drop this link in the chat. Let's see. I already subscribed to this. Oh, there's an add-on installation. Let's see, Blender Spreadsheet Importer. I feel like I saw the Blender Spreadsheet Importer at another time. So let's go ahead and add that. Looks like they have, oh, there's a new and improved CSV importer. Import CSV data to meshes in Blender. All right, let's take a look at this. So add-ons. Right. Nope, I don't want to install from disk. Get extensions. I'm not offline. All right, allow online access. All right. CSV importer. That's the one. Illegal hardware instruction. What? Oh, it's installing polars. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let's take a look at my preferences. CSV importer, is it crashing again? Missing required CPU features. The following required CPU features were not detected. Huh, that's fun. Let's take a look at... Maybe I need to build it. Because I really want to use this, huh? All right, let's take a look. Config Blender extensions local lib Python. All right, so this was all just installed. Let's see, grep Python. Let's see if I can somehow install an updated version of it, but likely not. Seems like a bit of an odd thing that it's got a Polars version that simply doesn't work with my CPU. Although, why would it not work with my CPU? That's very strange. Let me do this. Conda activate pi312 pip and no Mamba install Polars. Let's see if I can get Polars working at all. So, I really do want to be able to import with the CSV importer. Let's see, no issues reported. I'm going to go ahead and watch the repository. Alright, if I can import Polars in this, then it suggests there's something strange about the other one. And I might also just go ahead and build the, if I build the extension from source, that might also be a sufficient way of doing it. So, okay. So let's go back in here. I'm going to go ahead and install the appropriate Blender VS Code by Jacques Luc. That's the one. Okay, now dev. Let's get the CSV import going. Okay. Okay, we got the Blender. Oh, and that's actually not what I wanted to do anyway. Oh, crumbs. Actually, this is probably fine. It's going to install all the necessary stuff for the building. All right, debug client attached. Let me go ahead and quit out of this. That's not what I want. Let me quit out of this. Run my code insiders, and I will blend it here. Trust the authors. Okay. Let me open up my chat window again. I will have a second browser, or a second VS Code in just a moment. I guess this is how things happen, right? Okay. So now I should be able to do a few preferences. No module named Polars. Okay. So this is VS Code development. Okay. This is the installed one. I'm going to. How do I remove that one? I really want to remove that one, but I'm not going to. Okay. So. No module named Polars. Alrighty. this I want to do inside my main directory. Okay. That's odd. Ah, it's in there. That's extra strange. File not found. I guess I gotta downloading the wheel files. All right. Blender -b-p build.py. This should get me the appropriate wheel files. Okay. Why is Polar's CP39? Oh, I guess CP39311. Okay. I don't actually want all of my platforms, but I'm still quite new to all of this. Okay. Okay, let's try installing from disk. Let's go back over here. Actually, I'm going to quit out of all this. Quit out of my VS Code. Go back into my usual directory. Go back over here. Okay, and now we will import our newly built extension. Here's hoping, although it probably got the exact same wheels. Dang it. Now, I know for a fact I have that stuff, although I was getting weird errors on it before. Alright, you know what? Let's go back to the dev blender CSV import. And now polars. Let's see if I build these wheels instead. So now I'm doing Polar's LTS CPU. Maybe that will fix it. It is the recommended solution. Now we gotta go back here, rerun Blender. I do like that I get to see the Battle of Crate every time I go over to that window. They really should, they really ought to make a sequel to that movie. Install from disk. A new one today, 11:38, that's now. Okay. That worked. Okay, I guess that's good. Huh. Alright, so now import CSV. Alright. data is in here, orbit experiments. Where did I put this? Date modified. Did I ever? Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Oh, that wasn't good. Let's see, did it output here? Found more fields than defined in schema. Perfect. So we are now at least on the right track. So here's what we need to do. I'm going to redo my edit this. All right, I'm going to change the export to CSV. It's taking forever to activate these extensions, huh? Okay. We're going to concatenate everything into a single file. No. See, this is the problem with these orbits. We've got so many of them. All right. So let's redo this. I will do a post-process here. Yeah. No. Let me just get it from the HDF5 file. You know what? That's way more than I want right now. What I really want to do is I want to hand edit one, see if I can get it in. There we go. X, Y, Z, MSUN. Okay, so let's load that one in. Let's see how it looks here. Okay, so let's take a look over, let's go into our geometry nodes. I've got our spreadsheet. That's not the one. CSV example. So each one of these is now a vertex with a position of 0. Perfect. Okay, so we will add our output. No, we will add this. Okay, our input is going to be an attribute. So we will first create points here, then set position. Okay, we will now read an attribute. We gotta mix this into a okay, and this one will be Z, this one will be Y. Okay, we're gonna toss these over up here, I guess. Now let's move this down here. So we've got a vector that gets set into position points How do I figure out how many vertices there are? Oh. No. Each one of these is a vertex, so I don't need to do that. What I need to do is I need to do vertices to points. How do I instance on the vertices? I guess so supposedly there's an instance on vertices. That looks like that's an older version. Okay, so we've got set position. Now let's output that. Okay, so we now have points at every single one of these. Outstanding. Okay. So I've loaded in my data set, and it looks to me like I can create a point based on each. Okay, so now let's instance my spheres on this. Okay, so now I've got my instanced points. Now let's do, wouldn't that be fun if I did read a named attribute? Invalid link, what? Oh, let's see, scale. Check that out. Now they're scaled. Now I am out. I think that one of them is going to be so large as to be not seen. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's convert this. I've got just a couple more minutes left. So what we'll do is we'll have named attributes. I'm just going to call them. Okay. Now we've got our vector equals pos is equal to gs.combine xyz. Is it dot points? Nope, it's dot vector. So let's try running my script again. Text editor, open. YT, blend YT. Cannot express none as a type of node socket. Alright, now let's see if we can figure out which one that is. Oops, what was that? There we go. Oh, it's dot attribute. And is this supposed to be capital? Does not have an import name dex. All right. Okay, so now let's take a look over here at okay, so we've got our group output. All right, now let's take a look here. Meshed points. And that's not what we want. We don't want to specify anything there. We do set position. Now we've got our set position, geometry into points. Points equals so we've got our meshed points. Now what we need to do is we take we've got our set position, mesh to points, we set position on that. Now we've got our output geometry, which gets fed into instance on points. Oops, let's get rid of that. This is gs.instance on points. Points equals points. Instance equals a UV sphere. gs.UV sphere. Don't need anything other than that. And here it says .mesh. So we're instancing our points. We're supplying points and instance, and we return that. All right, let's reload this. Do you mean .geometry? Yes, I did. Geometry node socket has no attribute mesh. Let's see. The UV sphere does have that, so maybe that just means I don't need to do anything there. Wait, no. Cube.mesh. points? Oh, it's mesh. Geometry node socket has no attribute. I guess it's... Alright, fine. Okay, I'm doing something without an argument. Set position. Is that the one? Set position geometry. Okay, so now let's take a look over here. Points from vertices. Okay, so let's go back to geometry nodes. Get rid of that. Get rid of that, and let's see if we get the exact same thing over here. Now, I don't think we quite will, because it's calling the wrong attributes, but yeah, there we go. That does it. Okay. And I think that's all I can do right now. I've got to go to another meeting, but let me quick commit this. This one is Grid Creator. Okay. All right. Rest assured I will be back at this. Need to get this animated, but probably not for a while. All right. If you stop by, thanks for stopping by.